Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's David Hodge. Welcome. Today's topic is your enemies want you dead. Alright, brothers and sisters. A lot of our brothers and sisters do not know that we have enemies. We have a lot of them, brothers and sisters. You are surrounded by enemies, and you are not aware of them, which means that you are your own enemy, because it says if you cannot identify your enemy, then you are indeed your own enemy. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, everyone is your enemy that is not telling you about this message, about your second option, which is getting out of America and going back home, telling you about your experience, which was hell, which was torment, which was misery, 24/7, 365. And it was not slavery. It was the Holocaust for 400 plus years, brothers and sisters. If no one is telling you about this information, about what they've done to our nation and what they're continuing to do, then they are indeed your enemy. Even if they mean you no harm, even if their intentions is good for you, brothers and sisters, unknowingly, they are your enemy. And also you have enemies that are aware of what they're doing. Like the devils, Massa, the one who took you from your land, brought you here, stripped you of all knowledge, raped, murdered, killed you, burned you alive, did all these things to our nation. You see, fed the children to gators, raped our women, produced their hybrid nation, their black-faced children, Caucasians and black skin, demons. You see? And you have their demon children who act just like them, but they look like us. And they're our role models, examples. They're the ones we're looking up to. They're the ones have you loving your enemies, telling you devils ain't devils no more, that we're not going anywhere, that we're staying here, calling God a liar, saying that we're not going anywhere, that we're sinful, we're wicked, but we're blessed, brothers and sisters. Then you have all the other nations, the Oriental nations, the Asian nations, the African nations. All these other nations are totally against you, brothers and sisters. So I just want to make it clear to you that you are surrounded by enemies, and their agenda is to wipe you out, completely annihilate you, murder you while you're unaware, sleeping, not consciously registered in your right mind, meaning that you've been programmed, brothers and sisters, which was done by the devils, reinforced by Satan. You see? Keeping you within it was the demon's job, to keep you within the love of Massa, keep you loving your torment and torture, keep you pushing the American dream, which is your total destruction, brothers and sisters. While their plot is to take your very life, take you out of existence, completely get rid of you. So our people are in total danger. They are unaware of this danger because we've been stripped of knowledge. They took everything from you and gave you the mind they desire for you to have, brothers and sisters, which is 100% against you, against your nature. You see, and sticking you in their system, which thrives off your misery, having you stuck in this reality that's 100% against you, a nightmare that's 100% your destruction. You see, have you in 100% destruct mode, meaning you are the one in control of killing yourself. You're suffering from lack of knowledge, from bad information. You're suffering from bad information. And from that bad information, you're inflicting harm on yourself from the lack of the truth of the Injil, which is your right mind, brothers and sisters. So you're trying to survive, you're trying to maintain and operate in a reality that is not for you. The American dream, Master's vision, which is 100% against you, tailored to destroy you. So you're pushing and supporting a vision that is not for you. But it's not even a vision, it's a dream. They have you pushing a dream that's not even tangible. Something that you'll never be able to reach. And they have the demons in it as the display of reaching this dream. But they're not you. They're Master's children. So they can achieve this reality because they're Master in black skin. But you'll never achieve that reality. And if you do, you'll die. You'll die trying. You do all type of harm to yourself to get there. You'll be totally against yourself, destroying yourself in the process of trying to reach that goal, brothers and sisters. It is not for you. And a lot of our people will never reach it. That's why it's a dream. It's not real. It's not tangible. It's not for you. It was designed for devils and demons. So they have you pushing and supporting a vision that is not for you, and at the end of the so-called lovely road that your enemy has painted for you comes to an end, and instantly you're faced with death. The truth becomes clear. You realize that you are the target. You see? And you are in serious danger. And your enemy is now showing you his true colors. Showing you that they are true monsters. The true monsters and beasts that they are. Devious, dirty, hateful, wicked, evil, hideous. People. Monsters. Can't even call them that. Can't even call them people. Monsters. Beasts. Now you realize this in an instance that these people are pure evil, twisted devils and demons who are pretending to like you and accept you, but all alone hated your guts, wish you were dead, wishing death upon you, and you didn't even do anything to these people. But they've done everything to us. You see? So why don't we hate them like they hate us? Well, I'll tell you why, brothers and sisters. Because we were programmed. We were told lies. We were told lies all our lives by the same people who hated us and programmed us. Took everything from us. Took our vision. Took our freedom. Raped us. Tortured us. Murdered us. Non-stop. no mercy, no remorse, no chill for nearly 500 years. And we did nothing but give them life. They completely betrayed us, turned against us, the very same people who brought them into existence. And this is the thanks we get. Never-ending torment and torture, pain and misery. And this is exactly why everyone, including the devil, are under judgment due to their actions, due to what they did to us, our experience, the Holocaust, which is our true experience here in the land of terrorists, rapists, pedophiles, murderers, slave owners. You see, nothing honorable, nothing to be respected. That's why they go around twisting and turning everything, putting sugar on it, sweetening it up, diluting it down, deceiving us, keeping us within the programming, keeping us dumbed down under their authority, underneath their thumb, keeping us below their level of thinking. You see, that's how they maintain control over us and hurt us, by taking away our minds and replacing it with their opinions, beliefs, ideas, and bad intention, keeping us locked in their belief matrix, in fairy tale, make-believe, la-la land, selling us a bunch of lies on top of lies, telling you history, telling you his story, their story, which is not to be trusted. You see, putting television, telling you their vision, which is not our vision. You see, nothing but lies, hypocrites, destroyers, and thieves. You see? So there's nothing that they could not have done or did that so-called Satan, right, himself could have done. There's nothing that they did not do that Satan himself could have done. They've covered all bases. You see? So they make it seem like, Satan is this wicked individual who do all these things to you. But it's nothing that they didn't do that Satan, that they say Satan, you see? They say Satan is this, Satan's bad. Satan this person, Satan does this. But it's nothing. They did everything that Satan would have done. That makes sense, brothers and sisters. It's nothing that Satan did that they didn't do. You understand? So they covered all bases. They did the unimaginable. They did the unthoughtful. They did the unthought of. All the sick and despicable things that you couldn't even believe. It's unimaginable. They did them all. And now they must pay for everything they've done. You see? And that's where we are, brothers and sisters. That water's hot. And we're just days away from the boiling point. When their lives and everyone's lives will change forever. The time of triple darkness. The day that brings no light, no hope to those guilty and associated with our horror and affliction. The time of unprecedented trouble, a time like no other, and never will there be, where men will be drunken as if they were intoxicated, but have not had anything to drink, where men's hearts will be failing them from fear in the expectation of those things which are coming upon the earth, coming here to America. For the powers of the heavens will be shaken, meaning that the authority there'll be authority switch in the Middle East when false Israel is destroyed, which their whole reality is set around. Their whole reality is set around the idea that false Israel is two-seed Abraham, and that's going to be destroyed. That's their mind. It's going to destroy their mind. You understand? In the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Meaning that now they've lost power in the Middle East. They was kicked out of the Middle East. And their reality is totally shattered. It said millions. It said millions of men's hearts have failed from fear of what they see coming, from what they viewing that's going to happen to false Israel when they're destroyed. And it said what? Their children will be gray-headed, which has never happened ever in history. Never. This is the time of unprecedented trouble. It says that day will bring no light. The day of the Lord will be dark and hopeless, without a ray of joy or hope. And that's why we're telling our brothers and sisters that you have a second option, which is to get the hell out of here. The house is on fire, brothers and sisters, and we know the way out. You don't have to suffer the enemy's consequence. It's not for you. This is a purification process for you, brothers and sisters. And you do not have to go through what they're going through, which is to be destroyed. We're going through a purification process. We're going into a transformation, which makes you better, which gives you back your right mind, gives you thorough knowledge of self, gives you back your nature, gets you back in position to go home, to qualify yourself to go home. That way you don't take the enemy's mind with you, because your mind is what creates your reality. And if you go home with hell, you only create it. Therefore, you cannot return home a blind elephant, because you'll go home tearing up everything, and we'll be back in the position that we're in now, creating hell for ourselves instead of going off to create paradise. You have to have your right mind to do so, because we've been programmed, brothers and sisters, so we're acting other than ourselves. So we have to get back to ourselves. You see? So brothers and sisters, this judgment is not for you. It is a purification process to get you up to par, get you back up and moving, get you back to 100%, get you back purified as gold. You see? And our people are stuck in the middle of it due to the bad information given by all your enemies. Given to you by all those that hate you. Because no one wanted to see you endure this process. No one wanted to see you make it out, because you are their consequence. Meaning that you be the one to give them back consequence. You would make sure that they receive the consequences due to what they've done to us. You see, they're responsible for us going through what we went through. And those who helped and assist the devils in keeping us enslaved and tormented for 400 plus years are due judgment. And no one wants to see you rise up, because that comes with their downfall. And it comes with their judgment of what they've done. And they have to pay in full. So it says this, brothers and sisters. And this is why it says, come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins. This is talking about America, brothers and sisters. So that you will not receive any of her plagues. For her sins are piled up to heaven, and God remembered her crimes. You see consequence. You can't escape consequence. No one can escape consequence. It's impossible. You understand? So they had no fear of God before their eyes, but that don't change the fact that you can't escape it. So it says, give back to her as she was given. Give back to her as she has given. Pay her double for what she has done. Pour her a double portion from her own cup. Give her as much torment and grief as the glory and luxury she gave herself. In America's heart, in her heart, she boasts, I sit enthroned as queen. I am not a widow. I will never mourn. Therefore, in one day, her plagues will overtake her, death, mourning, and famine. She will be consumed by fire. For mighty is the Lord God who judges her. So this is what it says, brothers and sisters. Come out of her. Come out. Get out. Get the hell out of here. This judgment is not for you. Prepare yourself to get out of here, because their plagues, the devil's plague, is about to be compressed into one day, which means 1 year, which means what was done to us will be done to them, but worse, because it will be compressed into 1 year. You see, 1 day, which equals 1 year, which is going to be more intense, more severe, more extreme, only because it's going to be literally squeezed into 1 year, brothers and sisters. These devils, they didn't get away with anything. They're going to suffer everything they did to us in 1 total year. You see? That's unimaginable. This is worse than our own experience. This is all our experience squeezed into 1 year. You understand? This is the time of unprecedented trouble, which will be hopeless and dark. It said, and it told them, they were given direct instructions not to eat from the tree, not to touch us, not to do anything to us, or you surely die. And now they have reached that day, brothers and sisters. And all their plans are now failing. And now they are in a time of judgment. They're in a time of reaping what they sow. So, brothers and sisters, know that you have enemies. Know that the devil is your open enemy. Massa, the Caucasian people, which you should get away from, because when false Israel goes down, they're going to attack you. Because now you're going to become a national security threat. You are now in danger. So get away from them and get into the inner cities before they start attacking you. And the sign would be what's happening in Jerusalem, what's happening to the Palestinians, what's happening to them in Gaza at the hands of Satan, false Israel. Their destruction is near. It says, flee. Get away from them, brothers and sisters. And their demons, don't follow them, because they're going to hesitate. And they say they'll be destroyed too. They're going to attack all blacks. You see? So however, brothers and sisters, these devils have been plotting against you. They have turned us against one another. They have infested our nation with demons, a cancer to our nation, which makes it impossible for us to unite, which makes it impossible for our body to thrive, because we are plagued with cancer cells. You see, because they have a tactic which is to turn us against one another, have us under extreme pressure, put us under extreme distress, turn us against one another. And what better way did they do so but with their demons? The black-faced children who are totally against you, but they look like us, wolves in sheep clothing. You see, they have their cancer cells interfering with our body, making it nearly impossible for us to be healthy, to unite, to get our right mind back, to survive during this process of transformation. But this cancer will be eliminated, brothers and sisters. This cancer will be eliminated, and we will beat it. And the angel is the treatment, is the cure. Matter of fact, won't be no treating. We'll be curing this problem, completely getting rid of the cancer, which there will not be any demons left in any nation, because every nation was plagued with demons, but we were plagued the worst here in America, because our woman was raped relentlessly, 24/7, 365, all year round, and constantly, being raped now, unaware, consensual rape. You understand? And it's not something that's forgivable. The rape of our grandmothers, our mothers, our wives, our daughters is unforgivable. And we are here for wrath and vengeance. And we are here to restore their honor and respect, and to put the black woman back on top of the pedestal where she belongs, never to be touched again, not a hair on her head. So we're here to do multiple jobs, and putting the black woman back on the top of the pedestal is the number one in those jobs and mission that's given. So if that don't move you, then I don't know. That should be enough alone to cause you to rise up and stand up for your women and your nation and everything that they've done to you and continue to do to us, brothers and sisters. And the proof is all here, brothers and sisters. You got all the proof you need. So-called CRT, which was not a theory, which was not, it's called critical race theory, right? Which was not a theory. It was nothing theoretical about what happened to us, brothers and sisters. It was factual. What happened to us was factual. So if it was theoretical, you better hope that it was, because that means that the judgment would be theoretical. But it's not. It's factual. They're the judgment for their actions, because our experience is not no goddamn joke. What happened to us happened. It's not something that might happen. This could have happened, that happened. It didn't really happen like this. No, it happened. Murder, rape, genocide, being burnt alive, being fed shit, this, that. Completely unimaginable, completely dehumanized, past imaginable, brothers and sisters. Like I said, it's not forgivable. And we have further proof about their plan, which is to divide us, keep us going at one another, on top of interjecting us with their demons, their cancer, would made it easier to fulfill their plan, which is the Willie Lynch letter, which was a tactic to destroy us. So with that being said, brothers, I'm going to play it. There's no conspiracy, brothers and sisters. What they've done to us is facts that will not be forgotten.
I thought this was the most appropriate time for all of us to reread, remember and never forget, the speech given by Willie Lynch, a slave owner who over 300 years ago devised a plan to help keep black people divided. Gentlemen, I greet you here on the bank of the James River in the year of our Lord, 1712. First, I shall thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. Your invitation reached me in my modest plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still the oldest method for control of slaves. Ancient Rome would envy us if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south on the James River, named for our illustrious King James, whose Bible we cherish, I saw enough to know that our problem is not unique. While Rome used cords or wood as crosses for standing human bodies along the old highways in great numbers, you are here using the tree and the rope on occasion. I caught the whiff of a dead slave hanging from a tree a couple of miles back. You are losing valuable stock by hangings, you are having uprisings, slaves are running away, your crops are sometimes left in the fields too long for maximum profit, you suffer occasional fires, your animals are killed. Gentlemen, you know what your problems are, I do not need to elaborate. I am not here to enumerate your problems, I am here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag, I have a foolproof method for controlling your slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simple, any member of your family or any overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about them. On the top of my list is age, but it is only there because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade, there is intelligence, size, sex, size of plantation, attitude of owner, whether the slaves live in the valley, on a hill, east or west, north, south, have fine or coarse hair, or is tall or short. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action, but before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy is stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. The black slave, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. Don't forget you must pitch the old black vs the young black males, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slaves vs the light-skinned slaves. You must use the female vs the male, and the male vs the female. You must always have your servants and overseers distrust all blacks, but it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. Gentlemen, these kits are your keys to control, use them. Never miss an opportunity. My plan is guaranteed, and the good thing about this plan is that if used intensely for 1 year the slave will remain perpetually distrustful. William Lynch, 1772. The letter above is one of the major problems of the African American race today. And with this knowledge we as a race can and will overcome. So with this letter still in your mind, I ask that you enlighten someone else and send this letter to as many brothers and sisters. We as a race must start somewhere in learning our problems. What better place than the document that started the destruction of our most powerful race?
Well, there you have it, brothers and sisters. The devil's foolproof plan to destroy us for hundreds, even thousands of years, brothers and sisters, turning us against one another, turning the young black man against the old black man, the old black man against the young black man, turning the woman against the black man, and turning the black man against the woman, and causing us to be under total distress by all of the servants and overseers, and putting this pressure on us, causing us to be disunited with the combination of throwing their cancer cell on top of us, or embedding our nation with demons, with cancer cells. Now we're fighting cancer on top of their foolproof method, which was designed to destroy us, brothers and sisters. So you have enemies. So take time to read this at your leisure, brothers and sisters. But you have enemies, and you're surrounded by them. So remember this. If you cannot identify your enemies, then you are indeed your own enemy, brothers and sisters. We are at war, and the enemy has made war against you for 400 plus years, and is about to become fatal for our people, because they are at a critical point where their lives are on the line. It is either your life or theirs, and they're going to choose their life over yours, because their reality is about to be shaken. Their reality is about to come to an end. False Israel is about to be destroyed, which they can't allow that idea to spread, because then the world would know that you are God's chosen people who they've been terrorizing and torturing and making miserable for 400 plus years. It would mean that they're due judgment. So now they're going to rush to destroy you, rush to get rid of the evidence. So they're going to attack all blacks. And it says, flee. It says, flee, brothers and sisters. When you see what's taking place in Gaza, the abomination of desolation, which is abominable, right? Causing moral revulsion, which is disgusting hate. But the uprising was suppressed by the Palestinians' uprising. Gaza's uprising was suppressed by false Israel with abominable cruelty, and now they're trying to destroy them completely. And when you see the sign, it says, flee! Don't go back to get your baby. That's deep. It means that we're in a state of panic. Our people in a state of panic, brothers and sisters. Because what woman you know leaves her baby? That's a time of chaos. A time of distress, complete distress. And our people are in danger. And it says, flee! Don't go back to get your baby. So that's the time we are headed in. And it says, don't hesitate, because you'll lose your life. However, brothers and sisters, this is not a conspiracy. You have enemies. And what they did is not forgivable. And we will not forgive them. We will give them back what is due in full. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I'm going to bring this to a close. Thank you for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum.